Last time on PDT. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle rang across the digital arena, the reigning champions, the Shuppet Detectives, once again proved why they sit atop the mountain. In a fierce clash of wits and willpower, they defeated the Robloxians 5-3, stamping their authority on the league and daring anyone to try and take their crown. Meanwhile, tragedy floated gently downstream. The retirement home, battered and broken, were seen drifting down the river in a box as Brett and Emperori's elite employees showed no mercy. Old, calculated, corporate, another team erased from contention. Over on the high seas, the Fluttermane Pirates tried to ignite the spark, tried to boom pull their way to victory, but John Friday and the 12 Plumbers would not budge. After a long, grueling struggle, neither side blinked, and the battle ended in a hard-fought tie. No winners, no losers, only unresolved destiny. And then, disaster, absolute disaster. Stand-in bangers were cooked. Falling 5-3, they now stare directly into an impending doom, one fueled by inspirational Louis J. content. So powerful, it can shatter spirits and rewrite souls. If they don't get their heads out of the sand soon, their fate may already be sealed. The following content contains mature themes, competitive heartbreak, emotional damage, and high-octane narratives not suggested for TerraSo, PSY guys, PSYlings, or anyone who likes pretty Google Docs. Viewer vulnerability may vary. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will survive? The next episode of PDT. Find out next time.
This is Week 2 Power Rankings presented by a large Snorlax. At number 1, we have Cooking with the Boys. Now, they beat the brakes off of the real number 1 team who can't be placed in this ranking for reasons unspecified. At Week 2, we have Pokemon of the Elite, led by Brett and Emperori. Brett, we're going to see you on the show here soon, hopefully, buddy. At number 3, the Shuppet Detectives. Have they cracked the case on winning this league, or will they be standing in the rain in a trench coat and hat smoking, thinking about how it gotten away from them? At number 4, the Fluttermane Pirate. At number 5, we have the Very Loud Boomers. They tied with the Pirates last week, but had a worse name and less case for theme music to be used. So put them below. At number 6, the Retirement Home. Hey, these geezers, they ain't cashed their last Social Security check yet, fellas. Just watch out. And if you're at a Cracker Barrel at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning, you'll find them beating. I'm not sure who, because the doc is completely able to be deciphered. And in last place, we have Roblox War Episode 5. I think we got out of hand with the sequels, fellas. Might have been better off with only 1 or 2.
All right. Hello, everybody. Resurging alongside my good boys, Mongoose, Lou, and Friday, here to give you guys some good old content. Starting off with some power rankings that are totally not going to be biased by any means. Definitely not. Not whatsoever. Let's get to it.
All right, what do you got, Raphael?
All right, for this week or for power rankings based off. All right, I think my power rankings should be up right now, as you see. In my belief, I think there was a lot of good showings, but I think number 1, and to me a little unexpectedly, I don't know why I rated this team so low in my initial thought process, but I got Cooking with the Boys. To be honest, they're just a really good team. They definitely demonstrated themselves who I originally had. If you told me week 1 who was the best team, I would have put Stan and Bang with number 1. Not to toot the owner's horns or anything, just because I'm here and they're just here right now. But like Cooking with the Boys definitely done. I thought Stan and Bang were a really strong team that we'd be looking out for, and Cooking with the Boys demonstrated that's not the case at all. They definitely put it up, and I think they're really good team. But besides that, I think we got Stan and Bang and Fluttermane Pirates on long in that A tier. I think, to be honest, Stan and Bang, you see that roster, they got somebody for every generation. I think me and Freda are definitely gonna, when we got to go against that team, I think that will be a very difficult matchup in terms. We have to put our A-list players up. And Flutterman Pirates, I mean, we went tie for tie. I think we're all equal on that stage. And to be honest, they're just a really good set of players. Honestly, all our matches were pretty good, close. And they definitely tooted our horn, and we tooted their horn. And then next we got the Roblox War and Shuppet Detectives. Pretty good, decent teams all around there. I don't know much about them personally, but based upon their performance, I mean, Roblox War, we're going against them right now, me and Friday. So like, don't know about that, but so and so. Shuppet Detectives, pretty good team. Winners of last year, you can't really put them down. Then I got a little controversial, a little Pokemon of the Elite. I I think they've got good people in their team. I think that they could have had better, but I might have to die on that hill. I might need to die on that hill. And then afterwards, I got retirement home. I always got to put a team in the D tier, and to me, it's the retirement home. Sadly, I mean, look, not to hate on any of the players, but I don't. There's very few players on that team that I'm genuinely scared of, and that's saying a lot because I'm genuinely scared of a lot of people. But yeah, no, I think those are my rankings.
There you go, Rafmon. Free day if you want to
I got
follow them up
next.
so it flows based on how I have it on the screen.
Sure thing. So, as always, leaving my own team out of the rankings here. But one thing that is the consensus here, retirement home sitting at the bottom of the rankings. These guys they all need to retire twice over. I don't know what's going on. But the other two teams, I mean, the rest of my tier list, it looks like it got flipped completely upside down compared to week one. Roblox and Stand and Bang in the B tier. I mean, they picked up the losses to week one. Definitely I put a lot of faith in Stand and Bang, but they had to go up against a pretty good team as it turns out. So we'll see what they're cooking with for the future weeks. And then next up in the A tier, Florida Main Pirates. Like I said, these guys, I mean, I was happy to tie with them for the week one because I still think that they're a pretty damn good team. So, all things considered, not too upset with the result of that. And Pokemon of the Elite and Shuppet Detectives in the A tier. These were teams that I did not think too highly of coming out of the auction, but lo and behold, they got their wins in the week one, so I can't really hate on them too much anymore. And in the S tier, I think rightfully so, arguably should have been in there in the first week, but Cooking with the Boys clearly showed that they can win some damn games. So that's going to be my rankings. Take it from here, Louis J.
We'll do free day. So first off, before I get into my power rankings, I heard way too many complaints about the notifications. So we have fixed that this time around. Like I hope they're fixed. Beyond that, people complaining about my mic audio. Duly noted. I don't have a fix at the moment. Maybe I'll get one of those like cool streamer mics later on, but at the moment I'm just gonna have to rely on my Astros. All right. With that said, time to get into my power rankings. So I had Cooks number one, and that's as they were going against my team, which some of you guys had Stand and Bang number one. So I saw a little bit of the vision. You had DJS. You had a couple of solid players around him. Definitely Max really stands out to me. As showcased, he went +5 in week one. Beyond that, my second spot's not changing either. I've got Shuppets remaining in that spot. So Shuppets had a tough matchup week one. What I perceive to be a tough matchup against Roblox, who week one I was saying I liked Roblox's roster better, but it's not always about having the better individual players per se. It's a team environment, so maybe their team support was better. They were definitely better prepared for this matchup. Beyond that, I've got Pokemon of the Elite, another team that has had success in this server before, winning Crowned Aurora, and coming out of the gate with a win. Beyond this, I have the pairing that tied. I have I'm giving the edge to Boomers in my 4-hole just because to me they're a little bit more of a known asset. However, Pirates are no slouches here in the 5-hole either. Definitely lived up to what Friday was saying, so continuing to monitor them from afar. Roblox, a little bit of disappointment. Week 1, I've got them in the 6-hole, and that's a pretty big drop going all the way from the 3-hole down to that position. And then I've got the retirement home back down in the basement. I think they might go coast to coast in the basement. But Lord have mercy if they're able to win this week. I don't know. I think that's going to bring a lot of dishonor to the Bangers, and yeah, I'm not pleased with Sand and Bang's Week 1 performance. I narrowly just squeaked out one. Same thing with Fate and McLaughlin. Like we only lost 5-3. Only lost 5-3, but it was ugly. Like the Cooks cooked us. And even our 3 wins were not particularly by a comfortable margin. So I know we haven't played up to our potential, and I'm hoping for a big bounce back here against Retirement Home. I'm not a big mocker, so if anybody knows me, they know I kind of just like 1 or 2 mocks top, if that. That's even rare. But we've got the mocks flowing for those that are asking for them. So like Copy Ninjas in the dojo, getting his ass beat in mocks now, and we're ready. We're gonna live up to our name. We're gonna stand in the middle of the ring, and got knocked out round 1, but you know this is another fight, and we're ready to get in the win column.
Okay, so time to look into the team tours. Resurgence team tour looks terrible. Bistock is unusable. Thankfully, Lou is the host, so I can probably scrape things from PDT with his help. May do something more well-documented first, though.
Now we go into our first matchup of the week. We've got the Shuppet Detectives, the reigning champs, who won their Week 1 matchup versus Pokemon of the Elite, who's also 1-0. All in all, I've got this first matchup going 5-3 in the favor of the Shuppets. ADV, I have going to Surimi. I don't think I've ever seen Damu play ADV. I think of Damu as more of like an alt meta player, similar to Weedy in that regard. I think they play like Rainbow Mons. They play a lot of stuff that isn't ADV. Game 2, I have going in Gil's favor, but I do think that's going to be a close one against Trey. Game 3, I have going to Mr. Morale, Marshy, over in Black and White. ORAS 1, I've got Garf. And then Usum, I'm sorry to Nightmare / I just figured out that they're Fortune. That was like confusing me week 1. We didn't know who Fortune was, and meanwhile it's my good friend Nightmare. Sorry about that. Unfortunately though, I've got Gaiman taking this. I think Gaiman's one of the best players in the pool. Sword and Shield, I've got Captain Zeb moving to 2-0. And then the first flex game, the Black and White 2 game, I've got Brett getting into the win column here. And then the second flex game, they're going to flex ORAS. And I've got Rage, arguably one of the best ORAS players in this field, taking it. So like I said, all in all, 5-3 in favor of the Shuppets would improve them to 2-0. With that said, I'm going to pass it off to our resident drunk uncle, a large mongoose.
I'll tell you, I've got this one 4-4, and I have the exact same picks as Lou, except one. In ADV, I've got Surimi beating Damu because they have T-Tar, and T-Tar is better than Snorlax. Fight me on that one. In
Hot take.
DPP, I have Treyant beating Guile. That is the only different one. I like their team more in the matchup. I don't. It's very close. I gave the edge to that. In DPP 2, and then I have in parentheses black and white because I misread the doc. In black and white, I have Mr. Morale, and Lou stole my thunder on that one. I had Mr. Morale in parentheses on my whiteboard.
You only made the joke like 4 times last week.
I know. Keith Sheldon, if he doesn't know what he's in for against Marshy, then it is going to be a nightmare. If they happen to know what they're up against, and I hope somebody tells him, maybe there's a chance. But otherwise, they're going to get drug into the deep waters against complete nonsense that doesn't make any fucking sense. In ORAS, I've got Garf. In Usum, I've got Gaiman 2, Sword and Shield, Zeb, Black and White 2, Brett, and ORAS 2, The Rage. The exact same things you heard from Luke, just different in the first Diamond Platinum game. We'll go on to Free Day.
All right, so 2 teams got the win in the first week, so this will be an interesting matchup. I got Shuppet Detectives taking it 5-3, nonetheless. And first week predictions, I can only speak for myself, but there was a lot of coverage. We were burning the midnight oil, getting all that filmed. So dare I say the analysis was a little bit, could use some refinement. But now, expert analysis locked in here for this matchup. So let's start with ADV1. Gonna agree with the crowd here, saying Surimi got this one. Normally, Snorlax is gonna be Jesus in ADV, but we're looking at Sand on top of Spikes, on top of God, Cradilly, normal resist, so I think it's going to be a tough one for Damu. So giving that one to Surimi. DPP1, going to give it to Treyant here, and it pains me to do that with like this is just maybe one of the worst drafts I've ever seen. Like, look at the bottom 3. How do you only have 5 good Pokemon? But the price rule is going to give Treyant the edge here in this one, I gotta say. On to Black and White. Brother Dog, of course, Brother Dog is going to pack this one up. Mr. Morale, you know him, you love him. But Keith Sheldon can play, so we'll see if he can fight back against Marshy. But still going to give it to Marshy for my prediction. Whereas Garfield, sorry man, you got the Mega Gardevoir. You can't lose this matchup. I'm going to give it to Garfield. And Usum Gaiman, again, one of the better players here for sure. So wouldn't be too surprised to see him win this one. And on to the Swish. Zeb strike him down. And for the flex slot, Necrowolf's going to give the 2 captains the prediction here. The captain's credo is to win. So take it home against Ampha and Brett for me. And last, to give Shuppets the series, going to give the prediction to the Rage. Up against, as always, looking pretty dire into the Mega Gardevoir, but could see something always like a lead. Mega Charizard X looks like it's just going to get a kill immediately if you want to go for that. I think he can fight back. So I think the Rage gonna win this series for the Shuppet Detectives. Now, finish it off for me, please, Raph.
All right. I promise we didn't rig this from the start, but I also got the Shuppet Detectives win 3. I promise we did no colluding around. But likewise with the rest of the crew, I got Surumi beating Damu in advance, and I think alongside just a really good counter team, and Damu being, in my opinion, not real. I don't know Damu's personal advanced skill level, and I don't think they played advanced, or they played very minimal. And with that in mind, I think Surumi's gonna take round deep advance 1. DPP, I gotta go for Triant. I mean, like my good pal Friday said, terrible bottom 3, but like I think Tryon just has really good experience, and I think the top 5, believe it or not, it really does counter well against Gil's team right there. So I'm gonna give it to Tryon. Black and white, gotta give it to Marshy. I mean, Marshy just has a really good matchup here, in my opinion. I mean, I think Keith Sheldon will struggle, and I know Marshy himself is a really good player. So, I gotta give it to Garth. I mean, Mega Gardevoir against that team, Jesus Christ, Metagross is not gonna like that switch in, or even Tentacruel against that Psyshock predict. Jesus Christ, that's a bloodbath waiting to happen. And then this one, you someone, this is where I'm gonna disagree with most of my people around here. I think Fortune is gonna get the win. I think Fortune's gonna get the win. I think we're sleeping on the Nidoking sweep here. Nidoking sweeping is gonna happen. I see it. I envision it. I see the vision. Sword and Shield #1. We got. I'm gonna give it to Strike 'em down. I think Tapu Koko kind of puts this team down. Pardon the pun, right there. For the flex spot, black and white, I got Brett winning this. I mean, this is a dominant Kieran Black showing. I think Caballian's not gonna like switching in most of the time. And then lastly, we got Oras 2 going with the crowd here. Rage, I think, is going to go beat up against Blinn. I think that Mega Charizard X will do a dominant showing, and even then, Mega Gardevoir is struggle against that Tentacruel Skarmory. It's definitely going to be a special Skarmory set this time around. Definitely sure. And with that, I think we're going to move it on to the next matchup.
Hello there. This is Creecraft. I'm here to let you all know that Roblox Wars Pokemon team looks like a yard sale. Chuck the Iceman Liddell frozen. DWL Captain Teriso shouting into the void. Pizza Boy Ren dropping grease. Bellbond King Clyde chasing relevance. And Dark taunting Zazo losing to a paintbrush. Yikes.
Get a little booze, a little nicotine.
But of course,
All right, send it, brother.
All right, give me a count.
Oh, the count. You're actually live now.
Hot dog. All right. So #1, before we got the we have Roblox War Episode 5 versus the Very Loud Boomers. But first, I have to say something that's on everyone's mind that needs to be addressed, and that's the sorry state of this Google Doc. Goodness gracious, how ugly it is. And at some point during filming this, I was like, you know what? It's not actually that bad. It had grown on me. But then that passed like 30 minutes ago. It's back to being god awful. This needs to be fixed. At ADV, we have Zazo versus Charlie Zard. I'm picking Zazo. Got Celebi and Regice beats the whole team. Don't even really need to bring 4 other ones. Altarian or Maldo and Polyrath would do it. In DPP, we have Daisy versus Teriso. I've got Daisy winning this one. I like Infernape in this matchup. I like Tentacruel. I like Crobat. I think everything's going to come up Daisy. And Black White 1, we've got Chuck Liddell, the Iceman.
What happened there? You good?
He's going to be losing to Whiskey, who's playing the role of Rashad Evans this week. In ORAS, we have Lux versus Don Platinum. The problem with this matchup is that Don Platinum has a great team, but it's like putting somebody with cerebral palsy behind the wheel of a Lamborghini. It's not going to help him.
Oh my God.
Lux wins. In Yusum, we have Nash versus Thomas. I believe wholeheartedly that Nash knows something very deep and intelligent about Yusum that Friday didn't when he made the tiers. Picking Nash.
Yeah,
And
I think if Nash did it, we would have had a couple of mines added to the dock.
Right. Sword and Shield. We have X Hiku versus Friday. Pick Friday. In DPP 2, we have Clyde versus Cousin Ralph. I'm taking the jailbird Clyde in this one.
Oh.
And lastly, Ren versus Friedel. Have Friedel winning in Black White 2.
What is your count there?
My count is the Boomers 5-3 over Roblox War Episode 5.
go Boomers.
Wow.
Let's go, Boomers.
Okay. All right. I liked your intro there. So I was trying to keep it classy, and I wasn't going to say anything about the doc. But, as I sit here and as I ponder, and a common ad lib that my co-host, a large mongoose, likes to say is the thinking man. And when I am the thinking man, and I think about this doc, I can't help but think about, when you have. I'm gonna try and keep this in your vocabulary. I can't help but think when somebody is down on their coin, and when you first move out of home, probably after high school or something, you get your first apartment, and like you got the living room, you've got like the Walmart camping chair, you've got, and I saw you, I saw your house at Florida State, Goose, with the freaking, what was it, a box? What did you have in the living room? What was your? Do you have a box?
The
what
big
was that?
cardboard box as the living room table.
You can't make it up. My man had the cardboard box, and then we were watching football that time, and you had the games on. They weren't on a sanctioned. We were on like Stream East or something. I don't know how.
Sailing the high seas on that one.
Yeah, like the Pirates Bay Live or something. Is how we were watching that slate of games. But nonetheless, I'm not a complainer. I literally lived once. I don't like to talk about my personal business too much, but when I was fighting ISIS in Syria once upon a time, I literally had ice. When the U.S. beat the Russians to the oil fields, the Conoco oil fields, I literally had fucking ISIS blood on the ground of like where the bed was. It wasn't a bed, I had a cot, but like there was fucking blood stains on this like metal floor that I lived on for the whole deployment. And yeah, so I'm not somebody that's gonna complain about the doc, but I'm hearing Scraff, Larry Donahue, shout out the mind of the Pokemon ADV scene. Yeah, if it is reaching Scraff, where people outside the server are talking shit about our doc, like, it is fucking bad. Like, I don't know how we have, like, we were talking in production, we were talking about the Cowboy League gets a nice looking doc. I'm sure, like, I don't know. You got JJ Gals' Ruby Sapphire alt decks, all these like Velocity, these VDC, these like non-big projects, which are fun. Everybody has fun in the Cowboy 8-player field. But how do they have nice docks? This is like 100 players with eyes outside of the server, and we're in black and white. So again, I don't like to be a complainer, but what the fuck is going on? All right. With that said, I'm no longer complaining. I'm actually disappointed in myself for complaining. Let's get into the games. So first up, we've got OG Zazo coming off an Anthart SV loss, which he taunted the Dark type twice. It really hurt me to see. It was like the Roman Empire falling to the barbarians. Civilization fell apart. Anthart and his Afro won. However, my guy Zazo in ADV gets back into the win column. He's going to improve here to 2-0. And all that Zazo hate that I'm seeing in other servers, it needs to stop. Not on my watch. In this server, we can slander the doc because it is pretty scuffed. But there should be no slander on our GOAT. This man paved the way. He made this a format, a community that we all enjoy. you guys need to learn some respect and show it to him. I don't know how. He's too good for us. He came out here to play with all of you, and unlike Frost, we will not trash this man. And like I said, he's going to move to 2-0 here. I fully believe that. I like the matchup here too. DPP. I'm going to differ with you, a large mongoose. I like the fluffy kid out of Singapore. I think that... All right, Daisy plays a lot of DPP, but quite frankly, I think that Tariso, he has impressed me in DPP. He has recently moved into space. He's played a lot of DPP OU ladder, but he is cementing himself as a player in the DPP draft space. And Daisy's been in that space with us for years. But Tariso, to me, has already climbed the ladder beyond Daisy. I feel like Daisy is like living on a plateau. We know what we're getting with Daisy, and I feel like the fluffy boy out of Singapore is like echelons above. And also, the matchup's good, too. I feel like Starmie... I'm not an Infernape guy. I am a Starmie enjoyer. I am very much so a Starmie Raikou. That team's good. I like that team. And I have old Fluffy taking it. I also differentiate... Oh, wait, no. I think I agree with you. I don't know how we say this Waifiki. Well, they're a decent ADV. I know them from the ADV community, and they're decent. Not to trash Iceman Chuck Liddell, who's given me difficulties scheduling. Oh, this man has given me scheduling problems for years. Years. I've got Waifiki taking this. Good ADV player. I think they had a good showing week 1 as well. Somebody that we didn't really give flowers to week 1, getting their flowers week 2. And yeah, so that ups the tally to 2-1 so far. Then, oh, fuck. John Friede likes to talk about plumbers. Another one he talks about behind the scenes is actually true. Sometimes he'll say, oh, I just played a burger flipper. And I'm pretty sure Don Platinum, I don't know if he still is a burger flipper, but I think at one point he was a burger flipper. And Lux, I just think Lux is the better player. I think Lux is going to beat the burger flipper. And I think this series is now, I've got it graded as 3-1 Roblox. However, we go into USUM, and Nash is a respectable USUM player. Not that Thomas is a slouch, but no, I think this is definitely in Nash's favor. So we got 3-2. And then X-Hiku runs into a buzzsaw, John Friede. This man, the most expensive man in the field, is evening up the series. I've got this playing out in my head. It is like a regular season NHL game. We have John Friede skating down the ice like he won't say if he's a Bolts fan or a Panthers fan, but he ties it at 3-3 and the shootout continues. And now this is where we get to the co-main event of the evening. Tied 3-3 going into the final 2. We've got convicted felon King Clyde, guest of the evening Rathmon. And guys, I hate both of their lead mons here in this matchup. I think Heatran is a fraud. I think Dragonite's a fraud. I'd rather have a Starmie, I think, over both of them, if I'm being frank.
Those are some fighting words.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not like huge on the quad weeks. However, I look at it. And Rathmon, I do have it in your favor. Some juice that you can perhaps put into your quiver, some arrows you can put in your quiver. I like a nice Life Orb Entei here, or maybe an Expert Belt or something. I think the Entei's got some juice when I look at it, and I don't think that King Clyde's gonna have the longevity here. It is interesting though. You got a Milo versus a Suicune. Yeah, that Milo does look kind of diabolical here. But nonetheless, I have Rathmon taking it. So we're at 4-3. And then, folks, this is just where it gets anticlimactic. I just think Friedel is so much of a better player than Rin. And, the movie's going to end. And instead of it being like the Robloxians or whatever they call themselves, instead of them tying it up and ending it on a good note, I have them dropping to 0-2. And I have the Boomers moving into the win column. Yeah, I just think it's time for John Friede and the 12 Plumbers to get into the win column. And with that said, John Friede or Rathmon, you guys have any comments to close
Oh
this?
God, how do I follow that up? I mean, like the whole history lesson. I was gonna take a jab at the doc myself, but I think more
Please
than
do.
enough said. The
Please
point has been
do.
made. I mean, I think first and foremost here, I got to come to defense for some of my players here who may have been wrongfully
Amen. Amen.
slandered. I mean, I think it's only fair that I go ahead and go after some of these guys on the other team here, the Roblox, coming off with a loss the first week. We're not afraid of these guys. Zazo, I mean, look, I don't want to rub too much salt in the wound here after losing to Antheart, but at least I was in Scarlet and Violet. You don't got to worry about that over here in Resurgence, but we're seeing him over in ADV. So I mean, I don't know. I think we're gonna break out the tech for that, and that's gonna be another upset. Sorry, man. I mean, as always, I'm gonna be predicting my own team, the Boomers. We're just gonna sweep this week, 8-0, no questions asked. But I mean,
Preach
who,
that.
I don't know who else. Who else on the other side are we even afraid of here? I mean, King Clyde, I guess, is really
King
the
Clyde,
best they have to offer.
King Clyde, and you know what? I'm gonna agree with Lou here as well. I think Teresa's scared of, but nah, you putting slander on my co-cap Daisy like that.
Oh
Don't you worry
no,
about it. Trust, Daisy is not. Daisy will climb past that ladder that you put him on.
Iceman Chuck Liddell. I think he's got to be going into the loss column this week. Wife Ike. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, but it's more fun to say Wifeek. So Wifeek. I think
right? Yeah, it's got to be Waifiki. I think that fits.
I think we
Sounds a
might
little
need
nicer.
you might need an official statement on that one.
Yeah,
but I think
Waifiki, Wi-Fi. Oh, actually, it's got to be something with Ike because they have Ike in their.
There you go. The light bulb going on over his head.
The second I in the name. Yeah, it's definitely like Wi-Fi. I had WIFKE on my whiteboard over here.
Oh, we know you can't read, but either way, this is like a player that's got some accolades in black and white. I mean, nobody plays black and white, one of the most Mickey Mouse formats ever, but like the few tournaments that have gone on in Smogon or whatever, like this person can play, so Chuck Liddell's gonna have to bring his best if he wants to win this one.
I don't know. So I have personal one-on-one wins in DPP against all your heroes, including Monai. So these people that you call pillars of your black and white community, they don't scare me. You're right. It is the Mickey Mouse. There are good players, but they just I think economical. Like there's a lot of wait, is economical Monai? I don't know, but
I don't even think that person's on our team. But I'll let you.
I'm
go
just
off.
saying, Alex Santiari, just the big black and white people. I haven't lost to them. So, all right. Doesn't fit my narrative. They're a good black and white player. I didn't know. I'm not up to date with the black and white scene. I am playing black and white Smogon. I missed ORAS, but I didn't even know the signups were going on for ORAS Cup, which I should know if I'm going to be more of a serious ORAS player here in 2026. But all right, keep cooking, young man.
Hey, God, real quick, I just want to say, being real good at black and white is like being the hottest waitress at Denny's. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you say that, but you're an ADV player, man, and I don't think I've even seen you win in 2026.
ADV is respectable.
That's the only tier that is managed in any way that makes any sense.
ADV is respectable as long as it's not Smogon and bringing
Suicune and Jirachi.
Right.
Well, I think I've said my piece on my own team. We're going to win every game in the series, like I said, so look out.
Alrighty, on to the next matchup.
Do I even have to say anything? The best mon in draft, Lando I. Throw that bitch on hyper offense, and nothing will survive. Grevitz, you fucked up. You don't lead with it. And you also never click Focus Blast. That's what Gravity's for. What happens if you fucking miss or he switches to a different mod? Terrible play. You don't just sacrifice your Lando like that. Lando goes in the back. In the back, bro. It's the caboose. It's the anchor. It's how you finish. Lando is always going to be the last mod on the board if you play the game right. And you played the game wrong, muchacho.
You know, they say that all teams are created equal, but you look at Stand and Bang and you look at the retirement home and you can see that that statement is not true. See, normally, if you go one-on-one with another team, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But we're genetic freaks and not normal. So you got a 25% chance at best at beating us. And then you add Louis J. Rinaldi to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Resurgence 2, you have a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Dawson knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try. So retirement home, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning in Resurgence. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we was to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, and I got a 141 2/3 chance of winning. See, Kizu, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you in week 2. Free day, you're up.
Wow, I mean, the statistics don't lie. I do, in fact, have Stand and Bang winning this once again, just like week 1, 6-2. Now, the last time I predicted Stand and Bang to win the series 6-2, they got diddied. But I mean, we're up against a retirement home this time, so if you can't manage to pull it off against them, you're going straight to the D tier in the power rankings. So this is your chance now to make something happen. But I'll run through these real quick, starting with the ADV. We got Brooks against Mongoose, which this might be Mongoose's first win of 2026, and since 2025, honestly, I don't know if I've seen him win even then, but I think he's got this one for sure. And then Geo normally somebody I'd be backing to win every game, but I actually want to give Hycrox this one, and it's all on Zapdos basically. This guy's just Jesus. You got Clay Doll as your ground type. I mean, this team, this is a sorry team on the other side for Geo. If I see another Clay Doll, I'm just gonna get suicidal. This guy's terrible. This applies for every generation. So, Hycrox, I think he can get some redemption after the first week. Sorry, Geo. And Black and White here. And 48, another person who is looking to redeem himself after a week 1 loss. And I mean, easier said than done. Like Garchomp, Tyranitar, Alakazam is like that's like God. Good luck beating that. But I think the rest of the team definitely falls off a little bit. So I think he can make it happen. Now for the first game, I'm gonna give over to Retirement Home here in Oras. Gonna back Aki here, and both of these drafts are like don't really feel super good about them. That's what I'm seeing with the Clay Dolls. Looking at these teams, like why do if we're fielding 2 drafts with Clay Doll, it's not looking good. That's why Retirement Home is not gonna be winning this series. But at least for this ORAS slot, I'm gonna give Aki this one. Now on to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Once again, JJ Gals, another person who I'd be pretty confident in winning, but you got Fate on the other side. So gonna give Fate this one. And now we got 4-1 to Standard Bang. So at worst, after this point, they're at least getting the tie. So Dawson, the captain of the team, I do have him winning this Sword and Shield game, however. But after that, it's straight over clean sweep for Standard Bang. Lou, Rinaldi, and ADV. It's a long time coming there, but he is gonna with his weird Starmie Blissey team. I think he's gonna get it done. And in the last flex slot, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I mean, this might be one of the first matches in the tournament I've seen where it's like a evenly matched player budget wise. We got the min bids facing off against each other. The kids in the playground here, but Free Palestine. He's got the aura. I've never seen him lose. Granted, I've never seen him play anything, but I've never seen him lose. So that's my
You've seen
final
him.
prediction.
He used to go by Copy
yeah.
Ninja.
Okay, there you go. I mean, either way, I was down to back the Stand and Bang candidate here just because we got way more faith in them than the damn Retirement Home. But all the shit talking we've done to the Retirement Home, I would love to see them put up a fight here in this week. So we'll see what they got. But I think that's it for my take on this one. Raf, you can go ahead and with yours.
All right, thanks for passing the mic. Honestly, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I see Retirement Home doing people. I'm giving this a 6-2 win. A little different. I got the 2 different matchups though compared to you. I think I'm in terms of free day. For advance, I got Mongoose winning against Brooks. I think they put a poor lamb up to slaughter. Like that. I think they literally put a poor lamb up. I think Mongoose wipes the floor with Brooks. All no offense to Brooks there. Going on to DPP, I actually have Gio winning this one. I mean, Zapdos is a really good opponent, but I think Gio is a respected player, and they will build around that Zapdos. I wholeheartedly see it, and I wholeheartedly see it, and I think we're putting a little disrespect on Claydol DPP at least.
That's fair. I'll give it for DPP.
I think DPP was forced to use in my distortion run on. He can put in numbers. He can definitely put in numbers. Right, team comp, a good team comp, and I think Gio can take the win off Hycrux on this one. Black and white, gotta give it to 48X. I mean, Garchomp, Tyranitar, Alakazam is a scary trio, but you also got Thunder, Asterion, Infernape, and Scizor as well. That's another scary trio. And when you see the bottom 5 compared to their bottom 5, I mean, 48X's black and white team is just more superior in my experience. Going to Oras, I'm actually gonna give this to Michelagno here. I think Clefable. I think they will have a tough time breaking Clefable against, like, you got Keldeo, Crocodile, Moonblast, Clefable here. I bet you could Life Orb, because what's Clef gonna do to a freaking Clefable? That's a free swap out at best. Next up, you got freaking Usum. I gotta root up my boy JJ Gals. I think JJ Gals can kind of sweep this team. Garchomp here, Terra Zera, not Terra's Z Captain Garchomp. I could see that putting a lot of work here. Snorlax, you got big fat walls. I mean, this will be an evenly matched game. But I have the full faith in JJ Gals pulling this through for the Retirement Home. Then you got Dawson versus Doc. I think Doc just kind of takes home. I think Tapu Koko kind of clears a little bit. I mean, of course, their Aurora will always be you got Seismitoad right there, a Bioplume right there. You got good counters to a freaking Zero. I don't think Zero is gonna make this matchup nice for him. Then lastly, you got the flex spots. I mean, who am I to go against the Lou not taking the dub here? I mean, this will I think it's a rough match. Not a rough matchup. I think it's more an even matchup. Each will have their own struggles. I imagine Gengar putting in some. Actually, not Gengar. I'm sorry about that. Heracross seems to be putting in good work. I think a Scarf Heracross can do wonders for Starbane's team, but that's just a Scarf Heracross against what, a Starmie?
You better mean Salak.
Yeah.
Wait, Salak. Oh my
Not in
bad.
the sand, though.
Which yeah, it's
My,
you'd have to bench the T-Tar, or you'd have to like fucking
You'd
leave
leave
it
it
or
in the
something.
back, maybe.
Ew, wait. No, okay. Never mind. This might be a
We're giving Lou the secret to this matchup here, but yeah.
shoot. Yeah, no, my bad, gang. My brain went off. But yeah, no.
And
In that case, Lou
even
just
then,
wins automatically.
there's a wheezing, so you
Yeah,
have to
no,
wait till
yeah, no.
conditions are
Actually, never
set.
mind. Yeah, no, wait, hold up. This matchup's just a clean sweep. Holy Christ, Lou, you lose this, you gotta retire, man. I'm sorry, you gotta be put in that retirement.
Yeah, you're joining the retirement if you lose.
All right, last but not least, now Adam and Free Palestine on too, but I'm gonna give this Free Palestine. I think Lando here kind of does wonders against his team. I don't think they have a good, clear Lando answer, but I mean, I could see not Adam putting in some there. Honestly, good even matchup, but I'm giving it to my boy Free Palestine. And with that, I'm gonna pass it back to Lou.
All right, bangers, listen up. First, I need that Rotom Wash at the top of the screen. Take to heart John Friday's regards. We need the co-captain in the win column. Likewise, how is it that my other big name players, my big price players, crumbled, faltered, did not live up to the price week 1? I think accountability and we got to live up to the pedigree of this. And I don't know, I was a little bit disappointed in the week 1. We got cooked by the Cooks, and our 3 wins were not by a wide margin. Me, McLogno, and Fate won, but we just barely escaped with our lives. I'm not a big prep guy. I believe skill and instincts outweighs all of it. But with that said, I think, I think player-wise, I have a roster, and we're playing a Double-A baseball team, if that, this week. If we lose, it's gonna say a lot about our season, and I don't know. I'm already a little bit disappointed. I want it to go coast to coast. I want it to be 7-0. Maybe I don't know, more realistically like a 4-2-1, something like that. But I don't know. The pressure is already on. A large mongoose. I need you back in peak form. I don't know what's been going on with you.
You said it, buddy. I'm washed. I got the marriage debuff here. That's the problem.
Well, it's all right. It's all right. So I'm expecting us to bounce back, fellas. If not, if we lose or if we even tie on the docket, there's going to be Rocky 1 through Rocky 4 is going to be playing on repeat. I equate you to Apollo Creed, buddy. You fucking died in the ring over there. leaving this Paisan over here to carry the mantle and avenge you. They're going to be listening to Rocky montage, training montages. They're going to be listening to Vegeta blowing up against Boo. And, when he comes back, he had some pretty edgy speeches. They're going to be listening to that. The Vegeta, when Vegeta's, about to croak on Namek before Frieza just, ends him. Be listening to that. Vegeta in the rain is, I know, something that gets you going, Mongoose. The Vegeta in the rain. Gladiator. Oh God, you can get me in my feels. I feel like I'm back there in the old country, ready to take up arms and fight the fucking barbarians. That's what we're gonna get, fellas. You're gonna get the U.S. Army. Dun dun dun. You're gonna get that. I just don't know how to get through. I'm not the guy in the dojo. Let me get a mock, because when I mock, I spend 2 hours in the builder, and then I play some jabroni on my team, and then they still lose. And then I'm like, holy shit, what did I do 2 hours with? Like I have 2 houses. I'm making a lot of money, and I gotta go dedicate hours of my time where I could be making more bread to go build for a Pokemon sparring game. No, I just show up and I win. Don't cancel me, Team Tour community, but that's just what I do. That's what we did with the Team PDT. Me, Friday, DJS, Hades. I mean, we had 1 or 2 mocks every now and then, but we had like the Dittos were running like 10 mocks a game, and we still.
Oh, they were running the sweatshop.
They joined in arms with what's the Genesect server that we played in the final?
GDL.
Oh my God! It was like the Dittos and GDL they were individually mocking like 10 games a thing, and then they got so petty. They were like anti-Team PDT. They took all their mocking energy. They joined forces, and they got their asses beat. So at the end of the day, mock all you want. Retirement home. Mock all you want. And at the end of the day, I look across that lineup. I see, all right, Gio's respectable. Brooks Y is just like a punching bag. Please, a large mongoose, do not lose to Brooks Y. Gio's respectable. Jacato, that guy fucking, he like spiraled. He spiraled out. He had a really cringy moment in the other team tour going on. Aki VGC is like a 10K player going for a 25-point price bag. JJ Gals, that's my guy. I'm not going to trash him, just like I'm not going to trash Gio. Dawson, I don't know. The Nepo captain. Star Maiden. Actually, I thought my opponent wasn't in Scraft's database. They are somehow. And I don't know. I think you guys were all unfair to my op. I think it's going to be a respectable game. Good luck, my opponent. And then I don't even know who Not Adam is. Like I said, they're just handing stimulus checks, and they're like, "Hey, you guys want to play for my Pokemon team? Like, by God, here's your opportunity." So, guys, let's get into the win column and let's never look back. And yeah, please, we can't lose to these guys. They're a bunch of jobbers.
Yo, what is going on? It is me, your boy, the Psy Guy, here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino parking lot. I'm in the parking lot right now, about to go on a date with the thickest Latina money can buy. And I just wanted to talk a little shit beforehand. That's all right with you guys. We had an outstanding week this week against Stand and Bang, you know. We started off a 4-0, and everything was looking good. And then one person lost, and we ended up being 4-1. And that was unacceptable. Everybody on the team was panicking. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And if I didn't step in and save the day and make it 5-1 and win that game, I don't know what would have happened. But Stand and Bang played good, and it was a good time. Love you guys. I'm going to go get fucked up.
All right, people, final series of the video. And if you fell asleep already, wake up, because this is the one to pay attention to. Fluttermane Pirates, FMP, and Cooking with the Boys, who just came off a win, and the Pirates themselves, they did a tie game with us. But make no mistake, I've been glazing these guys since the beginning. They're a strong contender. They might be the first team to take down Cooking with the Boys, as I have predicted here, with 6-2 in their favor. So let's get into it. ADP slot, Tago, put him in any format, he'll get it done. And I think that's going to be the case here with his Snorlax team. And you do have a Regirock on the other side, but with Snorlax, you're always able to manufacture a set that can beat even that. And he's got the answers for Raikou. I think it's going to be a hard sell for the other team. Like Alakazam is just inevitable here with like Claydolls, the Psychic Resist, Atu. Like realistically, Porygon's your damn Psychic Resist on the team. So I think Tago. I just know he's got the talent for this one. He can figure this one out for sure. DPP, on the other hand, I'm gonna give this one to Max. He's gonna just win every single DPP game here. This one is no different. I think maybe with this Infernape team, I think at least he's got it. Some of the other DPP drafts on this team I've seen leave a little bit more to be desired, but with the Infernape, I think he's got this one in the bag. On next, Black and White. Daniel Clay, of course, will be getting my vote for the win here. Don't have a whole lot of crazy insight onto this Black and White one,
Daniel
but
Clay.
oh yeah, remember the name. And now for the ORAS slot, I voted against Psy Guy, and the only reason for this choice, the single only reason, is because I don't think Psy Guy can win 2 weeks in a row. So somehow looking at the matchup though, I think it may tell a different story. Honestly, like this ORAS draft, I am not a fan of at all. Like Latios, Clefable, whatever, seen that a million times, but like I don't know, man. The Gliscor Seismitoad core is not impressing me. And to begin with, I think the Clefable, looking at Metagross, looking at Nidoking, I don't think it's gonna have an easy time. Even like Arcanine is another very resist. So I don't know, man. Mr. Tim still somehow, like I said, gonna vote against Psy Guy, but if he does manage to win 2 in a row, make miracles happen, I guess I wouldn't be all that shocked. But anyways, that being said, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, A Healy, think he's got this one. Once again with these Coco teams, and up against the Zeraora, but he's got the Mega Venusaur for that, which as long as it's not getting caught out by some acrobatic set, I think he'll do okay there. It's pressured to be special anyways because of the Landers. It's going to want to have HP Ice, so I think all things considered, he has this one. Mega Mawile can be a Giga threat, but I'm going to give it to Ahili. And now for Swish, of course, can't vote against DJS. I'm not crazy. I think he's gonna. This is the final game that I'm predicting for Cooking with the Boys to win. From here on out, Vaz and King Rock in the flex slots. I think they're gonna take it. Vaz, unfortunately, matched up against me week 1, but I think that him versus Butterchoke, he's got a tough lineup here. He's gonna have to take down Butterchoke somehow. This is going to be a good game to watch for the people out there at home.
Butterchoke.
Yeah, make no mistake, this will not be easy for Vaz, but maybe get some better luck than the first week. I think he can take it home. But Starmie Salamence is always going to be a scary core to face, no doubt. And for the last one here, King Rock. I forgot actually, this game is one of the few that has already taken place, and Southern Cavern, our hero, unfortunately, he looked lost out there. Like we're doing a Spikes lead, Frostlass, Suicide lead, and then the very next Pokemon that gets switched in is a Blastoise, and it just gets rid of the spikes, and he's just flailing in the water the whole rest of the game. Very easy win for King Rock. Cavern, you gotta just get your shit together. But there you go, 6-2 for FMP. Raph, go ahead.
All right. I think this is like we said. I think this is the match to be looking forward to. I think these are two very good teams, and with that, I think the Fluttermane Pirates are going to do a repeat from week 1. I think it's going to go to another tie, 4-4. That's what I have going into this. I think Advance 1, Nitago Fox versus Noble. I think I'm going to give it to Noble instead. I see a Snorlax right there, and that Snorlax does cause problems, but I think Noble will play around it. He's got the tools. I think he could pull something out of something, and I think if Noble gets the wheel rolling, I don't think Nintago Fox can beat that. I'm gonna give my vote off to No Bull. For DPP1, I gotta give it to Max or no, huh? I mean, this team Infernape looks really good against this team. You slap a ban on this, nothing really wants to come in on it. I mean, Celebi and Gliscor may want to Quillfish if Quillfish point if he's not using it exactly, but like Infernape just does wonders against this team, and he's got a good supporting cast alongside it. So I think this is clearly going to Black and White. I'm giving this to Caps Lock. I mean, this might be an upset, but like against DM Clay, and I know DM Clay's a really good player, but I think Caps Lock's got the tools to beat DM Clay here. I genuinely believe so. I mean, you got Garchomp, Terrakion, Hydreigon. I think Garchomp is gonna demonstrate a huge problem for DM Clay to break if Caps Lock plays it really well. And that's what I'm gonna be rooting for. And Oras, there's no debate about this. I think there's no question. We got the best player on the Cookie with the Boys. Their captain, the Psy guy. I mean, look at this matchup. This matchup alone just demonstrates this will be easy pickings for Psy guy. I am so sorry to say this. I'm gonna say it till the day I die. Psy guy will be the best player on this team because of plot armor alone. Only plot armor. For Usum, I got this going to Healy here. I mean, very nice with dominating matchup, I think. Tapu Koko does wonders here. I mean, Zeraora might be a problem, but like you got Mega Venusaur to take all this. I don't really see Ace breaking through Mega Venusaur that well, besides like a Mesprit. But I think you got the tools to play around with Mesprit, like a left key, maybe a specially defensive Roto Wash, something like that. I think a Healy takes this Usum game, like maybe 4-0. Sword and Shield, honestly, I'm gonna go against my boy JS. This is gonna be another upset. I like doing upsets this week for some reason. But I'm looking at this matchup, I'm like, what is really stopping a Landers Incarnate from sweeping this team besides Weavile? And he's got some good counters with Incineroar. So it feels like you're never swapping a Weavile against a freaking Lando. I think if Johnny in the real plays this right, Lando I's gonna really mess up. I wouldn't be surprised though if DGS counts back, but I think the matchup's not in his favor in my opinion. Advance, Boss versus Buttershoke. I think this is gonna be the highlight match of the. I really want to see if Buttershoke can put Cooking with the Boys on his shoulder, as we've said it before. But I think I'm gonna give this. But I'm definitely rooting for Buttershoke to go Super Saiyan mode here. And then last but not least, this matchup already happened, but even before I had King Cavern. I think King Drox just has a really dominating black and white team against Cavern. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Mongoose.
So I've got this one tied 4-4. We'll go through it. ADV, we've got Lego Ninjago versus No Bull. That's no BS. It's coming in this game. And I'll tell you this, fellas, if these two gentlemen are men, you both lead Choice Band Regirock, and you click Explosion. No speed investment, no cheating. Let's just play 5-5. But no, I think that No Bull has the better matchup in that one. In DPP, we've got Rowlet versus like Raph, I think Infernape has an incredible matchup. I don't think Choice Band. I think it being mixed, maybe Life Orb, is such an unstoppable set in this game that it would be hard to pick against it. In Black White, I've got DJ Clay beating Caps Lock just due to the fact they have Terrakion on their team. And Terrakion is incredibly good, especially into what Caps Lock has. In ORAS, I've got Mr. Tim beating the Psy Guy. And the only reason I think that, the Psy Guy is too busy trying to land Latinas in shady motels in Panama City Beach or wherever he's at. In Usum, I've got Ace, number 915723697. That's got a lot of numbers in his name. In Sword and Shield, I've got DJS, because that's my goat. And in ADV2, I'm picking Vaz against my man Butterchoke, and I feel bad to do it. The only problem is I played against the team Butterchoke is using last week, and it was awful, and I should have won that game if I wasn't absolutely terrible. And in Black White, I've got King Rock winning against Cavern. There is no Kyurem switch on Cavern's team. Metagross does not switch into Kyurem. Rotom Wash does not switch into Kyurem. Don't try to tell me they do. Those are awful switch ins. King Rock wins 5-0. I know that game already happened, but
Okay, I don't
that's
know
how
if Kurum even got sent out by the time that battle was over, but
if it had been sent out, it would have been 6-0, I'm sure. And
damn
Lou
right.
Dog gave up 4-4.
All right. So normally I'll reveal my score, but I feel like I want to build on the suspense. So the first game, there's not much to say. Like, Noble, you're a good player, but you're going up against a great player. Hopefully we're not tooting his horn too much here, but I've got it going
And
to
we're doing a lot of horn tooting.
yeah, we're tooting it for Nintago. So you got 1-0 Pirates so far. The second game it gets tied up because I don't really know who Rowlett is, but I know who Max is. And honest to God, pound for pound, this player is worth every penny, probably more than any other player in the field. At like 18.5K. Rowlett, if you want to really make a name for yourself, this is the stage to do it. But unfortunately, my pick is going with the known quantity, and I think the matchup's pretty good for him too. So we got it 1-1 going into black and white. Here I have Dontavius Murray Clay taking it. Caps Lock, another one I don't really know quite enough about. This player does get a shout out though. They supporter of the show, so Caps Lock, similar to Rowlett, who I think may have also supported the show. Yeah, just showcase your skills. Pull off. I don't know if this is an upset because I also haven't watched.
I would say so.
I haven't watched enough of Debo Monte Clay either. So I don't know. Maybe it's not an upset, but let's see what Caps Lock has. So we're now at 2-1 for the Pirates. And Mr. Tim, I'm a New York guy, and it pains me to say this. I am rooting against the Tims. And it's going to my buddy down there in the 6th borough of Florida, the Psy guy, who we saw he's quite the looker. He's got great taste in women. If you haven't dabbled in thick Latinas, and you still have a bingo card to play, if your bingo card has not been collected, gentlemen, I encourage you to explore such an option, which might be saying a lot. This is the Pokemon draft community. Some of you guys might not dabble, but
It's fallen on deaf ears.
I know. But for those of you that have a bingo card that can partake, Psy Guy, follow the Psy Guy lead. All right, so we're back at 2-2 with 4 games to go. All right. I've got A. Healy bringing the Pirates back up to 3-2. And then Johnny in the Reel, another player I don't know. But we all know who Sen is. We all know Mr. Tentacruel, DJS, who, by the way, if we want to take Resurgence seriously, DJS joined the mod staff after participating in Resurgence 1. I don't know if that falls onto deaf ears. I don't know how much that counts for, but DJS came to this server not playing the Cowboy 8-player 3-week extravaganza league. He came for Resurgence 1. So game respects game. A real player respects a real player. DJS, you are every bit of a real player, and 2026 is your year, and I expect you to get drafted in DPL, and I expect you to get drafted in every Smogon tour that you care to be in. And whatever, nepotism aside, this is the year of DJS, and DJS might go cover to cover 7-0 in the regular season. So we're now at 3-3. Folks, the run of Butterchoke, I don't know why Butterchoke was on the bench, resting it up with a $21K price tag. I know he was still alive in loser's bracket of Distortion. Well, newsflash, you're eliminated, Butterchoke. You got your $10 payday. You got your $2 that I probably donated 20 cents of, or like a cent. I don't know. Anyway, you're gone. Butterchoke, your dreams of winning Distortion have moved to next year. You should have never benched yourself week 1. I know you guys beat us, but Butterchoke, you're a 21K player. If you want to prove, like Darth Vader was telling you last week, if you want to go for the bag, bro, you need to be a weapon. You need to be there. The greatest asset is availability. Where were you week 1? Now, you decide to slot week 2, and you're playing Vaz. And not only that, Vaz just lost to John Friede. You think Vaz wants to be 0-2? No. But guess what? Vaz is a big price player that actually plays every week. So, I don't know. I have Butterchoke losing. Pirates are up 4-3. Can the Cooks salvage their first overall place in the power rankings? Well, we know how that ends, folks. Southern Cavern got fucking cooked by King Rock, who I think also has matchup. So I'm giving it here 5-3 to the Flutter Main Pirates. The Flutter Main Pirates. This team reminds me of the John Gruden Tampa Bay Buccaneers, folks. Or the 45, how old was Tom Brady when he won with the Bucs? Like 43 or some shit. This is the Buccaneers on a good year. Shout out my fellow Aggie, Mike Evans. And yeah, Flutter Main Pirates, 5-3. And that is a wrap. We will see you again week 3. Raffmon, shout out New Jersey. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. Good night, y'all.